I'm streaming. What? What? Yeah, just turn it on. I'm streaming. I'm live. This isn't the Megan show. What do you want? When are we going down? What are you talking about? This weekend? Christmas? We'll talk about this later. Because it obviously depends on a couple things. All right. Yes. She wants to know? Well, yeah. Hi, guys. Good morning. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I got my cardio in this morning. I'm going back to lift after this. Daddy's going back to the gym now after the broken finger. I can finally put some pressure on it. So, I can lift again. And naturally, I was a little lazier than I should have been because I could have ran the whole time, but I didn't. Then I got my tooth pulled. You know, holidays hit. Thanksgiving, which was like 3 weeks ago. How's everybody's weekend? The private group, baby. I would like to brag for a minute. We had a bunch of long entries on March Futures. Only one of them hit at 30.40, but the bottom on March Futures was 30.39. Okay? So if I caught the bottom of the Bitcoin bear market by $1, I expect to have people praising me in the streets. What's up, Fish Tank? Nico Castellucci. That's a fucking great name, by the way. Good morning. That's a great... Nico Castellucci is a great name. That sounds like a mob boss city council member. That's what that sounds like. You think you're some kind of wise guy, Castellucci? My Italian New Yorker accent's hurting. I gotta work on that. It's not good right now. I don't know if it ever really has been good. TBH. You could start a Twitter and be Crypto Castellucci. Yeah, dude, Litecoin's where it's at right now. Litecoin's not doing half bad. You just make my day, bro. All right, Litecoin's still ahead of Bitcoin Cash by 150 mil. 150 mil. It should be too. It's better than Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash can die, honestly. Everybody's starting to talk about. There's little whispers now. Can you go over the EOS play? Yeah, we'll go over EOS. There's little whispers about the Litecoin halvening. And bitch, I've been talking about it for 9 months now. Litecoin's very undervalued. Very undervalued. More so than most other cryptos. I think the market's realizing that. It's heavily undervalued. Heavily undervalued. Fucking block halving's in like 200 days, man. 220 days, something like that. 230. Get your Litecoin now. King Noah. Okay. Speaking of kings, if you guys want a show that will change your life, maybe not change your life, but if you want a show that, like, if you're looking for a show to watch, right? Like, damn, man, I wish I had, like, you remember when you watched, like, Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones, and you're like, yep, yeah, I'm gonna watch this all the way through. Like, one of those shows, like, damn, this is good as fuck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a Netflix subscription, I present to you The Last Kingdom. Baby, is it good? Is it good? They don't take forever to tell and see through storylines. They keep it going. It's really refreshing. It's so good, so good. You guys need to watch it. I just finished season 3. Season 4 hasn't started filming yet. They haven't actually announced they're gonna do a season 4. Everybody knows they're going to. Dude, it's so good. You guys need to watch The Last Kingdom. You just need to watch. You'll watch one episode and you'll go, okay, I'm in. There's no magic. It's not a magic one. It's a sword and shield and honor and God and pagans. God versus the gods. The Danes versus the Saxons. In about the 10th century, 9th century. Oh, it's so fucking good. Anybody seen The Last Kingdom? Anybody seen The Last Kingdom in here? Huh? It's too quiet for Monday morning. 20 people watching. 3 people talking. What's going on? Well, 4 with my loud ass. Do you guys understand something? Okay, I need you to understand. The Browns, the Cleveland Browns are no longer a joke either. Okay? They're no longer a joke. They should have 11 wins. They should have 11 wins. 10 wins at least. They have 6. They should have 10 wins. It's a good fucking team. Still technically alive in the playoff race, not really. But next year, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Do you understand? All right. So, crypto has bounced for now. Will it continue? I do not know. So, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. I'm kidding. Let's take a look. As we always start off, shorts versus longs are pretty interesting. I forgot to make this so you guys can see it. Both shorts and longs have spiked on this price spike. There's 4,600 more short, or 400 more shorts than longs, 600, whatever. Still more shorts than longs, but longs have spiked. Ugh. Price is basically at the, and this is Litecoin, but on many coins, price is, and not on Bitcoin though. Ooh. Volume. I guess this would be a resistance here. Just horizontally. You could even take that back to here. And do that. So price is at resistance, right? But what we have here is pretty clearly a fallen wedgie. And if I go to the 4-hour, it'll be more apparent. There you go. There's your fallen wedgie, folks. Here we are. Clear this resistance, man. Next one's at like 36-ish. And where am I getting 36 at? Right here horizontally. But then you can draw it there and then go back. Well, wow, that is resistance, right? But if we zoom out and we look at the daily, it's pretty significant bullish divergence on the daily with RSI. And the daily 20 EMA is at 36.37. You know, it looks to me probably likely that we will test that. It just depends how we react at this current level. Okay, but that's a significant volume breakout. You're breaking out of the falling wedge with volume. It's nothing crazy. But look, man, this is a 4-hour candle, and we still have 2 hours left. So if it continues, that 4-hour candle will continue to get much larger. Let's change the color on this so you guys can actually see it. If you look at that, like, yeah, okay, that's a volume breakout. We haven't had that much volume since, I mean, the last 10 days on a 4-hour candle. And there's still over half of the candle left, of the time left to print. So this could be the breakout that we're looking for. Confirmation, we'll look at the low of this wick right here, 34.30. A 4-hour close above 34.30 is probably a ticket to like 36.30-ish, right around there. Okay. Now there's levels of this shit, so we're gonna need to over time keep putting in higher lows and get some more volume. But I said to this guy today when I woke up, if I take you to the tweeter real quick, I don't even know if he blocked me or not. All right, so CryptoDog said I can only wonder if LTC is foreshadowing because it was kind of leading the way. And this guy says one of two things will happen. This is the bottom and they sneak it up slowly until they really hit the gas. Nobody even knows what that means. Or crypto is going to see a bloodbath like almost no one is calling for. The mega money will not everyone load up at the popular levels. Max Payne, the only sure thing. And I'm like, hey, dumbass, dude. Like, people like you keep saying this because you don't know when to stop saying it. It's as if the market has not experienced your fabled Max Payne yet. Look at this. Look, this may or may not be bottom, but your mindless Max Payne assessment is garbage. Litecoin's down $320 for all-time highs, and it's in the 20s, for fuck's sake. Like, you think Max Payne hasn't happened already? And these people will just keep saying it. They'll just keep saying it. They'll just keep getting more bearish and more. They'll be, not even more, but they'll continue to be bearish. They won't, they're too one-sided. Like, the bears are experiencing euphoria right now, just in the same way John McAfee last year was like, Bitcoin cannot go through another bear market. He's like, it's mathematically impossible, which is horseshit. And that's what you see some of these bears doing now, is that they're too one-sided. How could you possibly look at the charts, zoom out to the 3-day, and tell me that this hasn't been Max Payne? Not the video game, for you Xbox players. Shit's down 84%, man. What else do you need? What else are you looking for? Why would a dump surprise you? And then if I just X out absolutely everything on this chart, right? I take the moving average off and we just look at the organic price action by itself. I'm not saying get bullish or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But if we do this, does this not look like it's due for a correction? If you don't think it does, that's fine. Like, but let me zoom out to the weekly for you and help you out. I will press one button. Look at the 200 moving average on the weekly. Like, no shit, it's bouncing here. And all these stupid bull or bears are just gonna keep, dude. Like, look, it'll surpass 2,800, like 3,000 and 2,800. Let's say it goes to the downside, they'll call for 1,200. Okay, the top of the previous market cycle. They'll call for 1,200. It'll get near 1,200 or under 2,000. They'll call for like 500. They'll call for 800. They'll call crypto dead. They won't stop. It's like, you got to try to be balanced here, man. They're not being balanced. And this may or may not be the bottom for now, but all I know is that if I'll go back to the day chart, and then let's flip this chart upside down. The biggest thing that this bullish chart is telling me is that it's potentially rolling over here because we looked at the falling wedge on the normal chart. This is clearly a rising wedge, okay? Not only that, but it is at this area of resistance, right? Siri, what are you doing? It's at this area of resistance, right? And not only that, but if I drag this down, I've been telling you guys for weeks, it's time for, it will come back and get closer to this line to retest it. It will. Like it will. It has to. I've not seen a market not do that. Okay? And people at that point we can discuss people getting irrationally bullish. And then if we go back to Bitfinex and look at the last bear market, what happened? Go to 3-day. This was the accumulation period. What you got was basically a retest of this zone. After a lot of blood, you got a retest of this zone. You can put it up here. There you go. Perfect technical retest of this zone. This wick and this wick. And then it came back down. Freaked people out. Tried it again. Accumulation. Tried it again. Came back down. Stop hunt of the century that I always talk about. Why do I say that? There was a liquidity pool right under there they tapped before the greatest bull market in history. So it doesn't have to start a new bull market right now. If we go back to the inverse chart, it doesn't have to start a new bull market right now to retest this or come near it. It doesn't have to. It's just technically overdue for it. And that all it would be a bounce and a correction, and what happens after that determines the trend. We could be starting, if we look back at the normal chart, we could be starting, like who fucking knows, right? We could be starting, a V bottom maybe, like something, and what would that look like? It would look something like this. Something like that. There's your V bottom. Is that out of the question? No. Is it likely? Probably not. We have seen it before. If you look at ETH BTC on a major, we've seen it before. Where's ETH BTC at? There it is. Here was your V bottom last year, last December, right around this time. ETH BTC V bottomed into another bull market. I mean, we've seen it. Is it likely? I don't know. Probably not. I think that we probably do get an accumulation period. But you know we have back launching. We'll hear about the ETF. Who knows? Those could be catalysts for a V bottom. Other than that, I think that we're probably due to go sideways within a range, and that range at this point right now looks like a $2,500 range. So don't get irrationally bearish. Yeah, you can short into pumps, but make sure you're shorting into pumps. Okay? And what do I mean by shorting into pumps? Well, I'm looking at EOS. I didn't want to long it. I knew it was at support here. That's fine. But I do know that 0.5s and 618s of bounces, this was such an aggressive downtrend that I didn't necessarily... Are you leaving? Babe? Are you leaving? All right. I knew that this was such an aggressive downtrend here, and kind of, I don't know if you want to call it capitulation or whatever, that I didn't necessarily want to play shorting the 236. Now, you could have shorted the 236 one time and gotten out, either break even or in slight profits, but this was so aggressive, I didn't want to do that. Just like, yeah, I could have longed a support, like long-term support horizontal down here and been fine doing that, but I wanted to wait. So, where am I trying to short this? Okay, well, 0.5s and 618s of rallies are great places. So I'm trying to short this in, like, honestly, like a couple spots. Really, I really like this one for my heavier bids. So that's like right under 69K, and then the golden pocket's right above that, and then the 0.5 fib as well. I'll start building a position around 66K. So like 66 to 69, and then if I can, maybe I'll throw some at 72.3. We should get a bounce back there, at least to 62K. Okay, and it's probably likely that we'll come near the mid 50s again, and then it could put in a higher low and go higher. But that and on 3-4x leverage, that's an insane trade. So let the bounce play out. If we look on Binance and we look at the volume, it's nothing crazy. It's really not. Let the bounce play out, short into it. But let it bounce first. And this is a nice pump. I mean, from the bottom, it's currently up. Oh, whoops. I didn't know I had that selected. It's up 34% from the bottom. It's good. Let it come to us. I've been waiting for this trade for over a month. I mean, since all the way up here. Not over a month, about a month. Maybe 3 weeks, I don't know. Something like that, but it feels like it's been a month. So that's what I'm looking at there. In terms of Ethereum, am I longing Ethereum? It sure looks like it's coming out of a range here. You know, it's not a lot of volume though. Zoom into the 4 hour. Is it a lot of volume? It's beginning, or it's only halfway through the day. It's a nice amount. It's nothing crazy. I don't know, man. I'm long BTC right now, honestly. So we'll see. But I mean, gosh, if you look at market structure, this certainly looks like a potential double bottom. I try not to play the markets on the weekends typically, because the 24/7 nature of them will absolutely emotionally wear you out, whether you're a patient trader or not. Like I need to give myself days off like everybody else, but this retest was a perfect long signal. Because if we look at the hourly and we look at this here, there was no volume on this dump. No volume at all on this dump. This would have been the perfect retest spot. Not only because that's a diagonal retest, but it's also the kind of horizontal area retest. This candle closed right here, and really this one, this bullish hammer reversal, because you could have said, oh, this is starting to look like, if we take the volume off here, we know the volume is low on the bear side. You could have said, oh, this is starting to look like a bearish engulfing. But when this closes as more of a bullish hammer than a doji off of double support, that would have been perfect long signal. Just so you guys know how to start here. Okay, we got a potential double bottom. Let's look at the 4 hour. We drew our diagonal based off the 4 hour perfectly, okay? And then we want to find an entrance. Now we're going to go to the 1 hour. We're going to get this horizontal support here. We're going to look at the hourly volume because we need quicker volume signals than just the daily can give us, right? We started at the daily, but if we want to find the perfect spot to get in, this candle right here would have been the perfect spot to get in. Where would my stop probably have been? Probably below this range right here, because it would have fallen back into the diagonal below the horizontal, right? And there's probably a key fib level there that it would have violated. So let me take the volume off and fib this. Correct. That would have been under the golden pocket. I don't take short-term trades at 786s. I take macro trade at 786s. So 618 and 65 is where I take bounces at 0.5s with heavier bids at 618s and 65s. That would have been the perfect spot. So no, this isn't a trade that we took because it happened during the weekend. And like I said, I do shit during the weekends. I try to get away from the markets. But and if you're looking for the past to tell you how to read the future, this is how I would have taken a trade. Okay? This is how I would have taken a trade on this. Perfectly valid setup. because looking back at it, you got your perfect double bottom. You got your double bottom saying, oh, this is potentially the bottom for now. Well, let's look at market structure on the 4 hours. Let's see if we can pinpoint something. We have our diagonal. There's our diagonal off the bottom. Okay? And then I need to find on the hourly a place to enter. Well, you don't enter a breakout of the diagonal. You enter the breakout retest of the diagonal. And this is too local for me to call that a breakout retest, right? It really is. It's too local. And I could see how people would have said, oh my God, that's a bullish pennant. And it does look like that. But there would have been stops below. Whoops. Guaranteed people would have placed their stops below the horizontal of this range. Off of this candle. And so that is why you got this price action below this range on no volume. People placed their stops there. There weren't really any other sellers in that. And then if you would have bought this retest of this area, no hourly closes happen below this horizontal line at all. No, if I take this pink box off, no hourly closes happen below this line. I'm going to give my wife a kiss goodbye. I'll be right back. Love you. Have a good day. Drive safe. So, that's a trade and review that we never took. But that's how you would take it. That's how you would kind of read that. Does that make sense? If there was a lot of bearish volume off of this break, no, I'm all right, honestly. You still could take the trade because your first level of profit taking would be right here to deleverage a little bit, but then up in this zone as well. So like the risk reward, I don't even have to do the math. I know the risk reward is there. If you want like a 2 to a 2.5 risk reward or higher, I know it's there. So, because we're talking about entering near 83.50 to 60, stopping out below 82.50, so that's like $1.10, and then your reward up here is $3.50 to $5 ish. That's like a 3 to 1, 2 to 2.5 to 1, 4 to 1, depending on the range of where you take it at. Now, this might be a spot to short for now. And where would you short until? You would short until here on just like a flip, 86 mid 86 zone. Easy peasy. It was denied at resistance. So let's go down into the 15-minute and let's look. Okay, that's a fucking, what do you call that? Spinning top, shooting star, whatever. High bearish volume on that. There were sellers in that zone. Absolutely, you could short this. Absolutely. Short this down to 87. 87. Yeah, it's $2-3, but on 4x leverage, and then stop would be above 90.50. Line it up structurally on BitMEX, but that's how you would do that. So $1.30 risk. I'd say it'd probably come down to 86.40. 280 divided by $1.30, that's like 2.1, 2.2 risk reward. If you don't mind taking trades in that zone, there you go. Now the market right now is going to go as BTC goes. It just is. And BTC is at resistance as well. And look, man, it probably needs, potentially, I would guess that it's going to want to come back and test this zone of support. It now 1, 2, 3 times resistance after here. This was resistance, but again, as we retest it, this has kind of an inverse head and shoulders looking thing. It's not, I'm not going to call it that, but it kind of looks like that, right? Kind of the same structure. But this area right here was 1, 2, 3 times resistance. Now that should flip support. Did you break out with volume on BTC? Yes, you did. On the 15-minute, yes, you did. So if I would get a chance to come back, and if I was not in a position already on March futures, if I would get a chance to come back and smack this zone at like 32.80 for a bounce, you bet your ass that I would do it. Where would I take my first profits? I would take my first profits right there, 33.30. Okay, let's fib this from bottom to top of the move. It's right below the 382, and our buy zone comes in right at the 618. And I always tell you guys, 618s go to 382s. 618s go to 382s. It's perfect. We determined our levels before we fibbed it, and our fibs give us a confirmation that, yeah, this would probably be a solid move. You'd get in, you'd get out without the market structure on high time frame changing at all. Okay? And if you go 3-4x leverage on that, where would I stop out? Above 34.15 on an hourly close. Probably. Bang, son. That's how you would take trades. That if you guys are looking like how to find levels and spot them out, start with a high time frame, understand the high time frame structure, okay? Like, and if you have trouble trading in a bear market, just type in up top up here 1 minus XBT. I use BitMEX because that's where the majority of the volume is traded in the market. And I'm here. All right. No, but I have it down here. I think it just added to my list. I don't know what it was doing. Now you can trade a bull market. It just inverse the chart. And then if you're longing, it's actually shorting. And if you're shorting, it's actually longing. Okay, so understand that. But like if I were to, like sometimes I like to use just these horizontal lines like this, right? But really, I like to use these boxes because if I were to use 2 horizontal lines right here, I know that this is support or is resistance. And you know this is resistance because this wicked right there, right? It went back below. And I know that the real body of this is resistance as well. Well, instead of clouding up my shit there, I'll just use a box. Top of that range to the real body right here. And I know that this little area is kind of a liquidity pool. Now, normally the boxes look bigger than that. We're on a daily chart. It's more zoomed out. So this is a $300 to $400 zone box right here, and it doesn't even look like it, does it? So, yeah, that's where it tapped. Now, look, man, is it going to come back all the way to 5,800? I have no idea. You'd probably have to say it's unlikely, but if it does, it'll happen on a daily wick. Okay? I think more likely, probably, is that if we zoom, if we go back to here and we fib this from top, let's assume this is bottom. It could not be, but let's assume this is bottom. First resistance, fib-wise, is 39.42 at the 236, okay? 3 areas of resistance on the way back up. The 236, the 0.5, and the 618 to 6.5. You'll get wicks above, and that's why I like this 0.65 here. It's not a fib level. It's just a common area for price to wick up to and then catch at the 618, if that makes sense. Or down to, depending if you're looking for shorting or longing, or if you're bouncing or if you're bleeding. So, with that, I'm going to take these off here. 236, 39.42. After that, 48.50, right? But even, you got to mix this up with horizontals. Like we know, like right here is horizontal resistance right now off of this wick. And if it comes up to 4,400-ish and then comes back down to the 236, maybe bleeds below a little bit, you could have an inverse head and shoulders looking thing. We will see. Give it time. I'm long in the market right now. I long the bottom of Bitcoin by $1. Okay? I'm just saying. We'll see what happens. I didn't get as big a position size as I want because I'm trying to practice what I preach and put my heavier bids down the order book, and I was trying to catch all the way down to that 20-100 level. And like, if you want to see my bids over the weekend, where I told everybody, here are my 2x. I told them on Friday at noon. Here are my bids for these were my bids for BTC over the weekend. Hoping that every last one of those cocksuckers caught. I sold 20% of my position. Right now we're sitting in 18% profit. But and look, man, it is frustrating when you wait that long and you're that patient, and you don't get most of your bids ordered or filled, like we didn't. But we got some, and that's something to celebrate. We were patient. So I think it's probably more pertinent that we look at the overall market cap to understand where things are. And I think BTC dominance is probably the place to look, because if you want to play altcoins, you want to make sure that BTC dominance is in your favor. All right. I told you on Friday, as long as BTC stays below 55% in dominance, we are good. If it breaks 55% in dominance, and we need to make this perfect here. I'm looking at this wick right here, which its high was exactly 50. This one. Its high was 55. Yes, exactly. Okay? So if we look at that, look, fib-wise, this bitch is going up. BTC dominance is going up until it closes below 52.62%. Okay? Because if you're above the 236, you can expect immediate bullishness. It's continuing the move. If you're not above the 236, you can expect it to at least come back to 46.5. Like, I don't play 382s by themselves. I only play 382s off of 786 macro bounces and golden pocket bounces, right? So 618 to 0.65s. And those don't have to be macro. Those can be short time frames. But look, man, we know the 236 is immediately bullish. So this should be perceived to be immediately bullish. If we take the fib off, much like the inverse chart looks like it's due for a retest, we haven't gotten a retest of this yet. Okay? We haven't gotten a retest of that yet. And I don't know what in the hell this is. I have never seen this on a chart. I'm not going to call it a Quasimodo inverse head and shoulders or anything like that, because it's fucking weird looking. It's not symmetrical at all. I don't know what it is. Siamese twins or something. I honestly don't know. But I don't need to know all this. All I know is that this up here, look, man, it needs to come retest this shit. All right? It needs to come retest it. It does. Markets retest levels. That's what they do. So that would be a BTC dominance drop to 45%-ish. Alts would get a significant bounce at that time. And so that's what we could potentially be looking at. But is the altcoin market cap telling us that we could get a bounce in the altcoin market cap that would match? And all that means, guys, is that altcoins as a whole are going up higher than Bitcoin is in percentage gains. So let me ask you a question. What is more oversold, Bitcoin or Ethereum in your opinion? It's Ethereum. Okay? It's Ethereum. Now, we could argue about the utility of Ethereum right now, and that's why it's oversold. But technically, if we're talking technicals on a chart, Ethereum is way more oversold than Bitcoin is. So let's go to market cap altcoins. Oh, look where we're bouncing from. Holy moly. Look at that level. Yeah, it absolutely could. And to me, there's two levels that altcoin market cap looks like it wants to retest. This is simple shit, man. We're keeping it real simple today. 67 billion, which would be almost, I mean, that's close to a 30% bounce from here. And then 78 billion, which is %40-ish, 35 to 40-ish %. We'll see. Yeah, it's there. It can do that for sure. It can absolutely do that. Man, can you guys believe the altcoin market cap peaked at $560 billion? And we are less than a tenth of that now? That's some crazy shit. That is some crazy shit. So let's look through some coins. What coins do I like right now? I like Zilliqa. I like Zilliqa. Why? Because if I go to this wick right here, this looks like, and we're looking for a new low. Yes, it made it, but it recovered it. And it looks ready to get going. In my opinion, we will see. I have a position right now. I will be stopped out below 375 sats. I want to give it a little bit of room for a wick. Okay? First real target here, guys, should legitimately be like, and this is a box zone because there's a wick up there, like 460 to like 495-ish, 500-ish, somewhere up there. We could stack with some bids, some sell bids, because I have a position already. Now, let's fib it. Oh, the 0.5 is at 463, and the golden pocket is right under 500. Well, there you go. Our horizontals line up with our fibs. Well, that's good. So let's see what happens. See what happens. I'm liking Zill right here. I am. What else am I liking? You want to talk about a sign of strength? Well, first off, look at Litecoin, right? It's cleared its first bit of local resistance right here. Let's go into the 4-hour. Or, well, what other levels are we looking at? This chart looks like fucking dog shit. Well, to me, this area right, all this support right here, looks like it wants to be retested. Well, that's 35. And that's right off these wicks right here. So let's go down to the 4-hour. Oh, man, that looks good. Volume? For Kraken, yeah, we got it. What about Bitstamp? We got some volume. Coinbase, we got a little bit of volume. Nothing crazy. But look at LTC, BTC. Bang, son. That's fucking crazy. That is crazy. And then if we look, go out to the day chart and look where it's bouncing from. Let's draw right there off of this wick. No shit, it bounced from here. Like, you can keep calling death all you want, but there are key levels right now. This is kind of like the EOS play. Like this, we didn't long EOS and we didn't long Litecoin. Well, I have a position. I have a cold storage position on Litecoin. I don't plan on selling until it's $1,000. It's like my balls of steel manhood challenge. But because I think it'll get there. But like, if we look at this and where it bounced from, and then we look at EOS, same thing, man. Horizontal levels to the left. And if we go back to Litecoin, BTC, and check this out. I'm going to go 3-day here so it's on the screen more. Let's fib this. Bottom. The top of the market cycle. It reversed at the 886 right there. Okay. Bottom. The top of the market cycle. It's locally reversing at the 886. Okay, there might even be a 0.93 touchdown there. And my point here isn't to tell you that, oh, it's bounced at the 886 just like last market cycle. It's to show you that last market cycle bounced at the 886 down here because it was fucking oversold. Like, what more do you need to hear? So, let me see. I think that was probably a 0.93. Yes, almost exactly. Right there. Shit is oversold on a macro time frame. RSI is breaking out horizontally. It's above 50 on the 3-day. That's a sign of strength. $200 moving average right here lines up horizontally with this horizontal resistance, 0.01. Oh my God. Big round number. Another reason to potentially be long. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Can we get long in this? Not right now. I want a couple tools. I want to fib this, and I want my 20 EMA. My 4 hour 200 moving average is right below my 0.5 fib. So I'd be putting bids basically, yeah, I'm going to put bids in 2 spots here, okay? I'm going to put bids, I'm going to line this up with BitMEX, obviously, but near 767, and then also down here at the golden pocket, 748, 743. BitMEX prices will probably be a little bit different, but I'll line it up. I want to catch the 0.5 and then the 0.618 for a bounce. If it catches 0.5 and doesn't catch 618, I'm bullish because my 0.5 is my bull or bear line. When it hits the 618, I'm out with probably my original position size at the 382 or a large position with a break-even stop down here, okay? Because 618s go to 382 is what happens there, determines the trend. Now, you would be back above the 0.5, but only after you violated it. So the 0.5 would be my bull bear line. I'm expecting newer highs, right? Locally. If it hits the 618.65, you know, that's like 6% before leverage. Add leverage into it. So there you go. And this is just trading, baby. And then if it hits the 0.5, I'm getting some out at the 236, 0.081. And that would represent what in the hell? Thank you. Another 5.5% before leverage. Break even stop, something like that. See if it can continue on. Okay? ICX, ICX, ICX. What's up, Ayanda? What's up with ICX? Is it booming? Yeah, ICX ain't fucking around. Damn, people were lighting me up. Cause you're looking for true love and I'm not the one. But I wish I was. Oh, I wish. All right. Look where ICX is bouncing from. This is where I drew it from. There you go. Now let's go into the 4 hours and look at the most recent dumps. Since this bottom, not a ton. More bull than bear. Okay, there's a clue. First resistance, if this wants to be the spot, 71, and it should happen fast. Where's the 50 daily moving average at? Right there. Perfect. And then after that, man, we're looking at like 10.9, 14.6. Should happen fast. Fast. And look at waves. Look at waves for how fucking fast this shit can happen. Am I buying it up here? No. But look how fast this can happen. It's taken a month to undo a year of pain and waves. It happens fast, man. It happens very fast. And then if you do this, that's up 250%. in 26 days. It'll happen fast. I'm not saying get irrationally bullish or anything like that. I'm not. But don't be surprised if shit bounces. That's all I'm saying. Don't be surprised if shit bounces. Like Strat, this looks ready to bounce. We got time, man. We got time. We don't have to catch exact bottoms. I need to see the market show some strength. Look where Neo's bouncing. Man, we shorted this bitch too. And then they took fucking Neo futures away and we had to close our shorts. That was like a great trade, man. That's clearly head and shoulders. Okay. Where's Neo bouncing? You can even go all the way back here to this wick. Like, no shit, it's trying to bounce right here. We'll see, man. We got time. We're here 5 days a week. But like my trades right now are I'm long BTC March futures. I'm going to try to get long Litecoin Bitcoin. And then I'm going to try to short EOS at like 66 to 69K. What's ADA doing? Is ADA's probably showing strength right now. It is. But it's still under resistance, so I'm not going to long it right now. What do I mean by it's still under resistance? I want to see a sign of strength before I start pouring capital in this bitch. I have ADA and I hold it long term. And I expect to be rewarded handsomely for that, but we'll see. It's 3 cents. Like ADA's 3 cents. ADA's all-time high on Binance was like 40 cents. I could have sworn it was higher than that. Yeah, this bitch was over $1. And it's at 3 cents. It's down 98%. Oh shit. And really, it should be that because there was no close above that. So that's like where my line's going to be. We'll see, man. We'll see. Thanks, Casey. Yeah, I love ICX, dude. You know that. I've always said ICX was a long-term play for me. And yes, I'm selling my ICX at $20. Yes, I'm selling it when 100X is from here. Yeah, typically, Charlie, it'll be some fundamental events as well. Why am I long on BTC March futures and not perpetual? Because perpetual has funding. And so the funding won't always be in my favor. So if you go to perpetual swaps on Bitcoin on BitMEX, you look at the top right, there'll be a percentage there. And every 8 hours, if it's negative, the shorts are paying longs that percentage of their position multiplied times their leverage. And if it's positive, the longs are paying the shorts. Okay? So I'd be paying funding at a lot of times. Like right now, the bulls have stepped in. There's probably more recently more longs than shorts. I would be paying funding until that flips again. And I don't want to deal with that. Like I could actually maybe hold this until March. I could get out at any time. But the only thing that cost me to take this position is opportunity cost, number one. Number two would be fees. But if you put your orders on the books, then you get fee rebates. So you get paid to not market buy and market sell. And then after that, like I guess slippage if I stop out. But yeah, man, I'm shitting in high cotton on that position right now. We'll see what happens. I want to give it a chance, that's for sure. I sold 20% yesterday, put a break-even stop. and I'm walking away from it, and we'll see what fucking happens. I have profits locked in. It will be a winning position no matter what. I got 80% of it left, a break-even stop. Those 20% will cover any slippage or anything like that, and I will have some perpetual for day trade and futures for swing. Almost futures, unless you're counter trading the funding rate and you want to get paid funding. There's more liquidity in perps, but if you're not a whale, you don't have to worry about that. So yeah. Futures for swing, absolutely. Perpetual would be for an intraday trade, correct? If the funding is in your favor, you can play that, and you'll see like when the clock ticks down and it's close for funding. If like there's an aggressive funding rate and it's gonna be expensive, you'll see that side start closing, or you'll see buyer like if shorts are paying longs and it's like 15 or 0.0015 or whatever, and it's just really expensive, you'll see some long step in near closing time just to get paid funding, and then they'll get out. So, yeah. Don't go FOMO and shit, guys, right now. I'm waiting to see Bitcoin on BitMEX close above 34.30 before I'm calling like 36.30, okay? That would be the next level, though, on shorter time frames. So, what are your positions on XBT? I just said it. I'm on March futures. My entry is 30.40, so $1 from bottom. I sold 20% of my position last night and put a break-even stop, and what happens, happens. We're up like 18% right now. That's in my private group. And then we're looking at shorting EOS around 66, 69. And then as those fill, I'll walk them through the trade and what I'm thinking and all that shit. So, all right. Please like the video. Please subscribe. I'm here Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time for about an hour. And we're going to be patient. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Just don't get irrationally bullish and don't get irrationally bearish. Don't FOMO into shit. There's plenty of time to take trades. My altcoin trading volume has been almost zero the last 2 weeks. There's been nothing to do. I have a Zilliqa position. Other than that, taking it easy, man. So, all right, guys. One love. I will see you tomorrow morning. You know where to find me if you need something. And I will catch you on Lowe's flip side. Love you. 5%. Rapunzel. 5%.